Imagine a world where Scar wasn't the cunning, power-hungry villain we know him to be. Instead, he was a protective uncle, a misunderstood outcast, and the hidden savior of the Pride Lands. This is the untold story of Scar's redemption. This is the what if you never expected. And with all begins in a time long before Simba's birth, a time when Taka, the cub who would later be known as Scar, was simply the younger brother of Mufasa. The Pride Lands thrived under the rule of their father, King Ahadi, and the two cubs spent their days exploring the savannah. Taka was smaller, less confident, and often overshadowed by Mufasa, who was destined to be king. One fateful day, a hunting accident changed everything. While chasing a bird for fun, Taka was struck by a buffalo's horn, leaving a deep scar across his eye. From that day forward, he was known as Scar. But the name, though spoken with affection by his family, became a symbol of his pain and the beginning of his insecurities. As the years passed, Mufasa grew into a strong, charismatic leader, and Scar found his place as the clever, strategic brother. He had a sharp mind and often offered wise advice to Mufasa. But even as they grew closer, Scar couldn't shake the feeling that he was meant for something greater. When Mufasa ascended to the throne, Scar accepted his role as an advisor. But a new challenge arose. A severe drought plagued the Pride Lands. Water holes dried up, prey grew scarce, and tensions rose among the animals. To make matters worse, the hyenas, outcasts of the savannah, began encroaching on the Pride Lands in search of food. Mufasa saw them as a threat, but Scar saw an opportunity. One night, under the pale light of the moon, Scar met with the hyenas. They were desperate and angry, but Scar listened to their grievances. Instead of plotting with them, as history often tells, Scar brokered a deal. He would share limited resources with them, provided they respected the Pride Lands' borders. It was a risky move, and Mufasa discovered Scar's secret meetings. Their relationship grew strained. But despite the tension, Scar's intentions were pure. He sought balance, not chaos. But fate had other plans. The turning point came during a stormy season when young Simba was born. The Pride Lands celebrated the future king, but not all was well. During one of Simba's adventurous outings, a tragedy struck. The young cub wandered too close to a gorge as a wildebeest stampede began to roar through the valley. In this version of the story, it was Scar, not Mufasa, who first saw Simba's peril. Without hesitation, Scar leapt into the gorge, dodging the stampeding herd, and pulled Simba to safety. Mufasa arrived moments later, witnessing his brother's heroism. For a brief time, their bond seemed unbreakable, and the Pride Lands viewed Scar as a selfless hero. But peace was fleeting. A group of rogue lions, jealous of Mufasa's kingdom, staged an ambush at Pride Rock. The battle was fierce, and though the Pride Lands lions fought valiantly, tragedy struck. Mufasa was fatally wounded while defending his family. In his dying moments, he entrusted the kingdom to Scar, urging him to protect the Pride Lands and raise Simba to be a wise king. Scar, heartbroken and reluctant, accepted the crown, but he was no tyrant. His reign was marked by struggle and sacrifice. Scar worked tirelessly to restore balance to the Pride Lands, but the drought persisted, and the lionesses, mourning Mufasa, often doubted his decisions. Despite his best efforts, Scar became an isolated figure. Years passed, and the cub who had once fled his home, haunted by guilt and grief, grew into a powerful lion. Simba, now a grown lion with a mane that mirrored his father's majestic presence, returned to the Pride Lands. But the homecoming was nothing like the triumphant return he had dreamed of. The Pride Lands, once a lush and vibrant paradise, were now desolate. The earth was cracked and dry, the rivers had thinned to mere trickles, and the animals, his family, his kingdom, were weary, their spirits dimmed. Simba, his heart heavy with the weight of the kingdom's suffering, prepared to confront the lion he believed was responsible for it all, Scar. From the moment Simba stepped onto Pride Rock, the air was thick with tension. The lions gathered, their whispers rising in a crescendo of disbelief and anticipation. Scar stood tall, his once vibrant fur now dulled by the weight of time and responsibility. Simba's voice boomed as he accused Scar of betrayal. "You ruined this kingdom. You betrayed my father." Scar, for the first time in years, didn't respond with sharp wit or a cunning remark. His eyes, tired and sunken, glistened with tears. He stepped forward, his voice soft but steady, and said, "Simba, you have no idea what I have endured. I believe you. Maybe many times," I thought, pushing the words right out, for it was no different from my own. The crowd fell silent as Scar began to reveal the truth, a truth hidden beneath years of misunderstanding and pain. After Mufasa's tragic fall, Scar confessed. He had fought tirelessly to hold the Pride Lands together. When the hyenas threatened to overrun us, I made a deal to protect our pride. When the drought scorched the land, I made sacrifices to ensure survival. Every decision I made, Simba, was for the good of our family and our kingdom. You see betrayal, but all I see are scars. Scars from fighting to hold on to a legacy I was never meant to carry. Simba, struck by Scar's words, faltered. The lion he had hated for so long was not the villain he had imagined, but a lion who had borne the crushing weight of leadership in the face of unrelenting adversity. Scar, with a weary sigh, approached Simba. "I was never meant to be king," he admitted, "but I took the crown because someone had to. Now, the kingdom needs you." With that, Scar knelt before Simba, surrendering the throne in an act of humility that stunned everyone. His voice trembled as he said, "Take it, Simba. Lead them as Mufasa would have wanted. But remember, being a king is not about power. It is about sacrifice." The coronation of Simba was not a celebration of victory, but a solemn moment of unity. Scar stood beside Simba, not as a rival, but as an advisor, a mentor who would guide the new king with wisdom born of hardship. Together, they worked to restore the Pride Lands. Scar, once shrouded in infamy, found redemption in his role as a teacher to the younger generation, sharing the lessons he had learned from years of struggle. Under Simba's leadership and Scar's guidance, the Pride Lands began to heal, rivers flowed again, the grasslands flourished, and the animals returned, their spirits renewed. Scar, though no longer king, found peace in his new role, his actions no longer clouded by the shadow of mistrust. But this story is more than a tale of redemption. It is a reminder of the complexities of family, the weight of responsibility, and the power of forgiveness. What other untold stories lie hidden in the Lion King's world? What secrets remain buried beneath the sands of the savannah? If you're as captivated as we are by these reimagined tales, hit that subscribe button, like this video, and join us as we dive deeper into the animated universes we thought we knew. Together, let's uncover the hidden truths and rewrite the narratives of the worlds we hold dear.